good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Our teacher for this week is Jeff Brown. I love his work. He's very simple in his descriptions. He doesn't try and use flowery, beautiful words. His work's actually really basic, but to the point. And today's message specifically is very much to the point. It speaks about realness, the very real messiness of being human. Somebody, a very good morning. It's awesome seeing you. The very real messiness of being human. I love the topic, and I think we do better when we become more comfortable with the topic. Anthony, good morning, man. Very good seeing you. Realness. Being real really switches me on. Maggie, a very good morning to you. It's good to see you. I don't think I was always like this, where realness really lights me up. But something changed in my own journey. And at some point, I think I got better at understanding what it means to be human. Ingo, a very good morning. It's good to see you, man. I hope you have time to sit down with us for a while. So, try this on for a moment. We were conceived in a very messy puddle of human bodily fluid. For our whole lives, we have daily routines that try and deal with our constant presence of messy human bodily fluid. Then we go to the supermarket, we buy toilet paper, tampons, condoms, and we try our best to hide these from the view of the humans around us. Happy birthday, Maggie. It's good to see you. Happy birthday. Hope you have an awesome day. Anyways, we try and hide our messy humanness from the humans around us. So that they just don't see that we have messiness to deal with, like they don't. And I've always found this rather silly. Our pretending to one another that we're not really human. So on that topic, here's what Jeff Brown has to say for us today. He says, we can't find our path without getting messy. I never found my way to clarity without first befriending confusion in all of its chaotic forms. I never found a path that felt like home before falling into quicksand. I never established a new way of being without trying the wrong way of being on for size. In the heart of chaos is the clay that shapes us home. Chaotic magnificence. He says it is not about giving up on the fairy tale relationship. It is about landing it in reality. It's about giving the fairy feet. It's about peeling away the prince's armor and loving the human down below. It's about wiping off the princess's makeup and loving her divine humanness. It's about finding romance in the naked fires of daily life. When our masks and disguises fall away, real love can reveal itself. Forget fairy tales. The human tale is much more satisfying. We just have to learn how to get turned on by humanness. If you want to live a more spiritual life, live a more human life. Be more truly, fiercely, and heartfully human. I love these thoughts so much. This is our journey today, is having a bit more acceptance for our own humanness. Dinesh, good morning. It's really good to see you, man. I hope you have time to sit down with us for a while. Craig, good morning to you. Very happy to have you here. Right, if you're ready, here we go. Floating away on today's meditation together. I will start by taking the first few big, slow breaths. starting with a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, then let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. Let your body continue to rise and fall with your own full body breathing. While we have a journey with the messiness of being human. We have a physical messiness, these squishy human bodies that we're always trying to hide from the world. But it's really our inner human messiness that we really need to work on and take a look at, because our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, they're even easier to hide. And because they are easier to hide, we think we can even hide them from ourselves. Continue your full body breathing. Our journey today is to invite instead of reject. thoughts, feelings, emotions, especially the ones that make us uncomfortable. Let's invite them closer. The three examples that I'll use today are sadness, anger, and fear. And you are welcome to change it to examples that you feel like using. Maybe something you are dealing with right now. It could be guilt, shame, jealousy. But while you continue your full body breathing, invite these inner children to come and sit with you, and maybe they'll even breathe along with you. Our examples are sadness, anger, and fear. Let them know that you are interested in listening to them, instead of shutting them down and pretending they don't live inside you. And again, you can apply the same process to whatever it is that you are currently dealing with. We're going to take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible. And it is helpful to use the limitless mind you have to envision these inner children breathing and stretching along with you. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles. Go forward and to the left, and forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Drop your left ear towards your left hip and drop your right ear towards your right hip. Leaning your body over from side to side, leaning into and stretching out back muscles. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. having softened our bodies into a state of presence as much as we are able to for right now, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long and slow exhale. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation, this is a really good place to stop. If you are here for the rest of the journey too, we'll take the next few big breaths together. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body and become aware of muscles slowly softening. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath, but hold it only for as long as it feels easy. Followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, Remind yourself of these inner children you invited to come and sit at your feet. The examples are sadness, anger, and fear, or whatever you're currently dealing with, you can use as an example. Take your next big breath. Our journey today is about finding acceptance for our own human messiness. And a part of this journey is finding a new way to be with our inner narratives, our emotions, our stories, our thoughts and feelings. The first invitation goes to sadness. As you look at this part of you, the part of you that sometimes feels sad, see if you can form a picture of what this part of you would look like. It's not important that you find an image. It's helpful to be open to what would this part of me look like. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, let sadness know that you are here to listen. Remind yourself of how sadness speaks within you. Most often, our inner narratives are on repeat. When they're triggered, they say the same things again and again. Remind yourself of how sadness speaks when it wakes up in you. Take your next big breath. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, I want you to turn towards this part of you and ask a question. It's not important that you get an answer, but most often our inner narratives do respond. Most often when we ask the question, an answer comes. Try and get a good look at sadness. And as you take a deep breath, as you dive deep into you, ask sadness this question. What is it that you are afraid will happen? And then just listen. What is it that you are afraid will happen? Take your next big breath. Thank sadness for being brave and showing up. And then we turn our attention to anger. The part of you that sometimes or maybe even often feels very angry. You might remind yourself of a recent incident where you became really angry, or maybe further back. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, try and remind yourself how anger speaks within you when it becomes triggered. What are the words, what are the thoughts that are on repeat when anger wakes up in you? Take your next big breath. Turn towards the angry part of you and see if you can find an image of what this part of you could look like. And with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, ask it a question. There's no need for an answer. Just be open to an answer. As you take your next big breath, ask, anger, what is it that you really want for us? What is it that you really want for me? Take your next big breath. Thank anger for being brave enough to show up today and speak. And then we turn our attention to fear. What would the scared part of you look like? As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, remind yourself of the thoughts, feelings, emotions, words that rise up in you when you feel scared. They tend to also be a recording that is on repeat, and every time we feel this way, the same old narrative plays again. We're not here to judge or criticize that. We are here to listen to that voice. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, invite fear to remind you of how it speaks when it wakes up inside of you. Take your next big breath. Then turn towards fear, and as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, ask it this question. Fear, what is it that you really want for me? Or fear, what is your deep desire for us? Take your next big breath. Thank fear for showing up and speaking. In fact, bring all these inner children together. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do. Last breaths of this phase to do together. Have these inner children come and sit with you wherever you or they want to. Sit on your lap, climb on your back, or perhaps at this moment you feel like a bit more distance is necessary. However it works for you. Invite them to breathe along with us as we take the last few breaths of this phase. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, Take it the longest, slowest exhale that you possibly can. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, invite softness into every fiber of your being. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you again one quote from Jeff Brown. He says that it's not that we need to give up on the fairy tale relationship, but what we need to do is we need to land it in reality. It is about giving the fairy feet. It is about peeling away the prince's armor and loving the human down below. It's about wiping off the princess's makeup and loving her divine humanness. It's about finding romance in the naked fires of everyday life. When our masks and our disguises fall away, real love can reveal itself. Forget fairy tales. The human tale is much more satisfying. We just have to learn how to get turned on by humanness. We can't find our path without getting messy. I never found my way to clarity without first befriending confusion in all its chaotic forms. I never found a path that felt like home before falling into quicksand. I never established a new way of being without trying the wrong way of being on for size. In the heart of chaos is the clay that shapes us home. Chaotic magnificence. It's about who we are being. When we can turn and face the worst parts of us. While I'm fighting a battle against sadness and anger and fear, I'm so involved in that wrestling match that there's no distinction between where fear ends and I begin. But when I take a step back, and instead of fighting, I start listening. I start inviting. I can hear sadness speak without freaking out. I can hear anger and ask it to say more without it overwhelming me. I can hold a space for fear to be scared yet again while I hold the space safe. Who am I being? I'm certainly not being sadness when I can listen to that voice. I'm I'm not being anger. I'm not being fear. When I have acceptance for all the messy parts of me, I have stepped into the best part of me. The part of me that is so strong that it can even hold all of this. The part of me that can actually choose how to do things differently. But we only get there when we stop fighting and start listening. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this journey with all of its messiness. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for having developed a real appreciation and love of human messiness. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for having found a way to hold a space for every part of me, even the ones I used to not want to have a space for. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for really getting what and who I am being when I can hold this space. I'm being the best part of me. I'm being my higher self, my soul, the part of me that must be connected to the divine. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. When we understand our own messiness, when we have acceptance and appreciation for our own messiness, we certainly find it easier to not accept the humans around us to be, or expect them to be perfect, to accept that they're human and messy too. Lots of love to every one of you. Hey, Pepe, good night to you. Thank you, Maggie, and happy birthday to you once again. Lovely having you here with us on your birthday. Thanks, Estelle. Thanks, Sunmarie. Thanks, Leshna. Hello, good morning. Craig, Ilza. Good to see you. And whoever else might be in the background that I can't see. Have an awesome day. Love every part of you. Ciao, ciao.